Hi, Dean Brownless here. Today I want to talk about 3 things that can make a massive difference for ELL and multilingual learners in the classroom. The first point is scaffolding discussions, and when ELL students are asked to just jump into a conversation, they don't have that scaffolding, and so particularly if it's an academic conversation, it can feel probably impossible for them, especially at lower level proficiency. So providing sentences like I agree, because, or in my opinion, or related to what we've just read, these phrases give students the language structure they need to participate confidently. And the research shows that this scaffolding significantly improves ELL comprehension and participation across all school levels. And the key is basically removing those supports gradually as the students grow. So like we've seen in a lot of the research in the previous activities, allowing them for that challenging zone. So something that's not too difficult but not too easy, something that requires a little bit of challenge and of friction can really go a long way. The second point then is using the native language as a resource. So we shouldn't keep treating it as a problem or as a threat. So for me, when my students are speaking Mandarin Chinese, when I see them process like a complex idea or even something simple related to an activity that I give them, when they're using their own native language, I don't believe that that's cheating. I think it's actually a really good idea. So from the research, we can see that translanguaging or translating, drawing on full linguistic repertoire, accelerates English literacy development rather than hindering it, which is really interesting. And students who are allowed to use this, their L1 as a thinking tool, produce more sophisticated L2 ideas in their speaking and their writing. So that's really interesting research to be aware of. Last point then is number 3, introducing academic vocabulary and content. So pre-teach vocabulary before the lesson, not during it. So when students are simultaneously trying to understand and decode these new words, processing new content, and cognitive overload starts to kick in, and then nothing really sticks at all. So you've kind of lost your student. So the research shows that it's better to go back. For me, I select 3 to 5 high priority academic words, or any really 3 most common vocabulary that they can use based on the context, and introduce that through visuals and real world examples in context. Then revisit them across multiple lessons. So not just one and done, but allowing them to have that repetition over multiple lessons. This repeated contextualized exposure is what actually builds vocabulary, not a definition copied from a dictionary. That is what the research is suggesting, and I'll leave links to the references in the e-portfolio. So finally, scaffold the discussion, honor the home language, and pre-teach vocab for purpose. 3 simple changes and things that we notice can make a real difference for ELL and multilingual learners. Thank you for watching.